I think our core value is really meeting people where they are. A lot of my desire to start a think tank for Bitcoin was really the sort of lack of quality information about Bitcoin, or maybe not the lack of it, but the sort of abysmal signal to noise ratio. And one of the consequences of a decentralized protocol is that you don't have centralization. You don't have a marketing department. You don't have a government affairs division. You don't have official information about Bitcoin. And that's a blessing and a curse. Uh, the curse of that is that the overwhelming majority of stuff that is written or said about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency writ large, in my mind, is sort of just drivel. And it's really both sides of the spectrum. You have the group of writers and people who just kind of cynically dismiss Bitcoin and crypto. And then you have the sort of hypesters and the people that are just sort of shilling something to get wealthy. And so I really thought there needed to be an institution that was dedicated to sort of thoughtful, nuanced, evidence-based uh, research and policy recommendations, because I think that the internet is sort of rapidly changing our relationship with money the same way that it did with information. And I think that there is sort of a narrow path for America getting this stuff right. And so, yeah, our sort of theory of change is being muted, being credible and conservative in our claims, backing everything we say and do with rigorous analysis, with evidence, with logic. And another huge objective is just making sure people understand the why and why this matters. When I started BPI, there was no shortage of lobbyists for the cryptocurrency industry, and people sort of pursuing narrow goals for companies, for tokens, etc. Um, but I think the extent to which people understand a thing and care about a thing is sort of an inherent ceiling on how effective those lobbying efforts can be. Like if you're coming into an office and saying, hey, I'm a lobbyist on behalf of widgets. You can have all the best talking points, but if people don't care about the widgets you're talking about, then why do they care about getting regulation correct? And so a huge objective of mine and of the institutes is really sort of trying to tie Bitcoin and stable coins and digital assets into kind of the existing portfolio of priorities for the federal government. So asking questions like, what is the relationship between Bitcoin and our energy grid? What is the relationship between Bitcoin and our strategic competition with China? What is the relationship between Bitcoin and America's efforts to export our model of political economy, of capitalism and free markets and democracy and liberal values internationally? What is the sort of tie-in with Bitcoin? And I think in all of these different domains, there are really explicit and sort of woefully under-discussed sort of synergies and connections. And so that kind of spirit, I would say, is sort of the ethos of BPI, is trying to meet people where they are, help them understand why Bitcoin and stablecoins are relevant to their mission and their objectives, and really try to cut through both the cynicism and the hype.